everybody, and welcome to the very first Festive Farming Quest live lesson. I'm Jenny and I'm so excited to see every single one of you here today because today is a very exciting day, everybody. When I woke up this morning, I came downstairs and in my kitchen there was a letter, and I'm going to show it to you on the screen now. Have a look at the letter that was waiting for me when I woke up. It was a letter from a farming elf and her name is Francesca, and she writes in her letter that she's got a little bit behind with her festive jobs to help her get ready for the festive period that's coming up, and so she needs our help. That's why I'm so excited that so many of you are here to help and to come on a quest with me today. And for every job that we do on our quest to help Francesca, we are going to be earning a festive bauble or a festive tree ornament to hang on our amazing Christmas tree that we're going to have in the studio a little later on. But before we get going on our quest, I'm going to tell you how that you can interact with today's lesson. If you would like to join in with the live lesson to share your ideas and tell me your thoughts, you can do that using the Slido box just below. And teachers, don't forget that there are plenty of extra resources that you can download to use during and after the live lesson. And please don't forget to tag us on social media at NFU Education, because we absolutely love seeing everybody getting involved. And so now, everybody, it is time to start our festive farming quest. I'm going to give you a question to do, and I'm going to go and find our first expert speaker. Off you go. Brilliant answers, everybody. And now to answer that question, it's Farmer John, the Christmas tree farmer. So thank you so much for having us here on your farm. Can you please tell us, where do all these fabulous trees come from?
So all these trees here actually started off as a seed.
Yes.
And we get them from a seed nursery who grow them for 4 years until they're big enough for us to plant in the field.
Okay, and so how do the seed nursery, how do they take those little seeds and turn them into trees?
So they'll take the seeds and they'll put them in a special compost, and then there'll be light, there'll be heat, and there'll be water.
Okay.
And the seeds will germinate into the compost and start growing into a very small tree.
They'll grow a little root and a shoot, and then they'll become, we call that a sapling, don't we?
That's right,
or
yes.
a seedling,
yeah.
A baby tree. And then when you have your 4-year-old baby trees, how big are they at that point?
So at that point, they'll still only be this big.
After 4 years?
4 years of growth, yes.
No way, oh my goodness. Wow, so that's a huge amount of effort and care that's gone in
Time, yes.
to grow a plant, a tree that's only this tall. So they're this tall, they're 4 years old, you get them, then what do you do?
So then we'll plant them straight into the field. So we'll leave a big enough gaps for them to grow.
Yep.
We'll plant them into the soil, the roots will develop, and then we need to protect them still for a few years, and then they'll start to grow.
Okay, and then, so for example, this is a huge tree. I really like this one, everybody. How long has this been here? How old is this one?
This has been on the farm for 9 or 10 years.
Oh my goodness! This tree, everybody, is older than all of you. It's nearly as old as me. That is amazing. And so how can we tell how much it grows every year?
So they grow a small amount every year. So as you can see this tree, there's 1 year there.
Oh, so these little gaps, they show you
where
the
gaps in the tree, that's 1 year's growth. And and the leader at the top, that's
Yeah.
this year's growth.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. So this is 12 years of hard work and care that's gone into growing this Christmas tree. I had no idea it took that long. That's really amazing. And so at the end, when they're big enough for us to use them for the festive period, then what happens?
So when they're ready, when they're the correct size,
Yeah.
then they're cut down for Christmas.
Yep.
And then they're replaced in the spring with 2 more trees. So
Oh,
for
so-
every one we cut down, we plant 2 more.
Amazing. And what's so nice about these trees is they're not just pretty and they're not just here for the festive period. They're actually doing a really important job for all the years that they're growing here on the farm. What job is that?
Well, so they produce a lot of oxygen for the main
And we
thing.
need that to breathe, don't we?
Very much so,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
And then what else?
Also a habitat. So it's basically a small forest we've got here. So they provide protection for birds and animals.
Yep.
And also for insect life as well.
Absolutely amazing. These really are wonderful trees. I can't wait to pick out the one that I'm going to take back to the studio, everybody. But while I do that, have a go at this question, and it's going to use your estimation skills. Off you go. Welcome back, everybody. That was some brilliant estimating that you just did there. I've come now to the next stop on our festive quest, and the next task that we need to do for Francesca the farm elf is to help a shepherd watch their flock by night. And to do that, I have come to meet shepherd and sheep farmer. It's Farmer Coco.
Oh, hello, Jenny. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the farm.
Thank you so much for having us here on your farm. Can you tell us a little bit about what your life is like as a sheep farmer and how you look after your sheep?
So with our sheep, there's 3 main things that we do to make sure that they're very, very happy. The first thing we do is we drive around the field and look at all the fencing to make sure it's nice and sturdy and the sheep can't escape. The second thing we end up doing is we have a close look at our sheep and make sure that they're all happy and healthy and they're having a good time. And the third and final thing that we end up doing is we will walk around the field and we'll just check that they've got water and that they've got enough food in front of them.
Fantastic. And there's a really cool thing about sheep, isn't it? It's their woolly coats.
Yeah.
And Farmer Coco, today, as well as being on our quest, we're also collecting baubles for our Christmas tree.
Oh my
And the
goodness.
first bauble that we need to collect is the Material Magician bauble.
Wow.
And so we need to learn about sheep's wool. Can you tell us a little bit about it, please?
Well, there's 2 amazing properties about sheep's wool. The first one is that the sheep's wool, this is a big word, it's very insulating.
Ooh.
And what that means is it likes keeping all the warmth in for the sheep so they stay nice, warm and toasty.
I really wish that I was a sheep
Same.
right now, everybody.
Especially on a windy day like this, it's really good for them.
Absolutely. And what's the other property of wool?
The other property of wool is that it is waterproof. So it acts a little bit like our raincoats.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
what it will do when it starts raining down, or it's a bit like today, and it's a little bit miserable. When it rains down, it will get their wool wet, a bit like us getting our coat wet, instead of getting that actual skin wet. So it keeps them nice and warm and nice and dry on such days like this.
But Farmer Coco, can you tell me, does it hurt the sheep? Because sometimes we have to shear them, don't we?
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
Oh, so in the summer with the wool, they get very, very warm. As I said, it's insulating. So in the summer, we'll get our shears out and we will shear all the wool off.
Does that hurt them?
No, it doesn't hurt them whatsoever. It's like if me or Jenny went to go get a haircut and they take a little bit of hair off, it doesn't hurt them whatsoever.
Oh, wow. Oh, amazing. And then that makes them nice and comfortable and healthy, because in
Yeah.
the summer when it's hot, they don't want to be wearing these coats.
No, it's like how in the summer, me and you, we will take our coats off because we get very warm, but the sheep aren't able to take the wool off by themselves. So as farmers, we spend a good couple of days going through all the sheep and taking off all the wool.
Amazing, fantastic. Okay, everybody, I am feeling a little bit chilly, so I think it might be time for a bit of a song and a dance to help us remember some of these amazing material facts that we have just learned about sheep's wool. So if everyone would like to stand up and find a space where you can move around a little bit, we're going to do a little dance. Okay, everybody, let's get ready to do our wool dance. So, shepherds watch their sheep by night and take care of their flocks. Sheep have wool for cozy clothes and warm and fluffy socks. Wool traps heat and keep sheep dry, while shepherds keep a watchful eye. Wool traps heat and keep sheep dry, while shepherds keep a watchful eye. Are we ready? Are you ready, Farmer Coco?
Yes, I'm ready.
Let's do it all together. 1, 2, 3, and shepherds watch their sheep by night and take care of their flocks. Sheep have wool for cozy clothes and warm and fluffy socks. Wool traps heat to keep sheep dry. Shepherds keep a watchful eye. Wool traps heat to keep sheep dry, while shepherds keep a watchful eye. Yay! Well done, everybody. That was brilliant dancing, and we have just earned our Material Magician bauble.
Wow.
Yay! And thank you so much for helping us.
Oh, well, thank you for helping me and my
Brilliant answers, everybody. Well done. I can see loads of brilliant ideas like jumpers, woolly socks, carpets. Absolutely amazing. I've now come to the next stop on my festive quest, and that is to do our next task, which is to collect some Brussels sprouts for a festive dinner. And so I'm very excited to be here with Farmer James, the sprout grower. So thank you so much for having us here on your farm. We've got to collect some sprouts as part of our festive quest today. But my first question, Farmer James, is where are all your sprouts?
We're standing in them.
Are we? These don't look like the sprouts I have on my dinner.
They're hidden under the leaves.
Oh, they're hiding.
Yeah.
Look at this, everybody. They're all here. Wow! And they're growing on the stem of the plant. That's absolutely amazing. I've never seen a plant like that before. Absolutely incredible. Now that is the kind of Brussels sprout that I have on my dinner.
Yes.
And so can you tell us, how have you grown all these amazing sprouts?
I start with seed in February and March.
Yeah.
And then I take them to a greenhouse where they're grown for me until they're about this height. They grow them in small pieces of peat.
So they've got little, like bits of compost.
Bits of compost on the
bottom. And they're kept nice and warm so they grow quickly.
Nice and warm. When they're about 12, 14 weeks old, they come back to the farm and we have a machine that we run along the ground and put a plant every 14 inches. The aim is to have about 13,000 plants per acre.
Wow, so you make sure they've got lots of space to grow.
Yeah.
And then when we went to a Christmas tree farm earlier in the lesson, we learned about how plants need sunlight and water.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that sprout plants need in particular?
Well, they like a little bit of fertiliser, but they also have to keep them free of pests, caterpillars, aphids.
So they don't get
slugs,
nibbled.
So they don't get nibbled, yeah.
Yeah, okay, amazing. So earlier in the lesson, we learned that Christmas trees take years and years and years to grow.
Yes.
How long do these sprouts take to get to this size?
Some of them take 12 months from a seed to being harvested.
Wow, amazing. So
Yeah.
that's a whole year of work that you
Yeah.
have to put in to look after these amazing sprouts. Fantastic. Can you show us how it works? Because I've brought lots of helpers with me today and we can help you harvest all your sprouts.
I'd love to show you, and I appreciate the help.
Let's go and see the sprout harvesting machine in action.
Okay, well, the machine requires two operators. They sit opposite each other and they travel along the field. Each operator has a row of sprouts. There's a circular saw that cuts the sprout plant off at ground level, and then the operator then picks up the stalk and presents it to some revolving knives. So the knives go round the stalk, chopping the sprouts off the stalk. The sprouts then all find their way into a hopper and they're taken up the yard to be graded and packed.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
so what happens to all these big stalks?
So the stalks then are left on the field, and when we have a big enough area, we bring the cows on and the cows eat the stalks.
So nothing gets wasted?
So nothing gets wasted.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
I think, everybody, it's time to do another dance. Okay, everybody, we are going to learn the sprout harvesting dance. So what I'd like you to do is to line up in your classroom like you're a big field of sprout plants. And we're going to get ready to chop the stalks, pick up the stalks, cut off the sprouts and put them in the hopper. Are you ready? Let's put it all together. 1, 2, 3, and chop the stalks, pick up the stalks, cut off the sprouts and put them in the hopper. Chop the stalks, pick up the stalks, cut off the sprouts and put them in the hopper. Yay! I would like you all to have a practice of that dance by yourselves in your classroom. Off you go. Brilliant dancing, everybody. Well done. We've just earned our Plant Pal bauble. Yay! So thank you so much, Farmer James, for having us here on your farm.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm going to move now to the next stop on our festive quest, which is very exciting. And while I do that, I would like you to have a think and a chat in your classroom. Can you compare and contrast the two plants that we've seen in the lesson so far? Think about how Christmas trees and how Brussels sprout plants are similar and how are they different, and put all of your ideas in the word cloud. Off you go. Brilliant answers, everybody. Now I'm really excited about where I've come to next. Look at where I am. I'm at Farmer Daisy's camel farm, ready to do our next task, which is to prepare a camel for their long journey. But first, Farmer Daisy, thank you so much for having us here on your farm. Can you tell us a little bit about your magnificent camels?
Of course. So we've got two types of camels here on the farm. We've got dromedary camels, which are your one-hump camels, and they are from the Middle East, so your African Middle Eastern camels. So Dubai, Saudi, Egypt.
So warm places.
Very, very warm places. So they have quite a thin coat. And then we also have our Bactrian camels, so our two-humped camels.
Yeah.
And they are from very cold places. So they're your Asian type of camel. Okay. Mongolia, China, Russia, very, very cold places. And they have a much, much thicker coat.
Wow, yeah, and you can really see the difference, can't you, when you're standing this close to them. I don't know about you, everybody, but I've never been this close to such massive and magnificent animals. So they're from all these different places around the world, but what are they doing here in Britain?
So we do two things here on the farm. We were milking our camels. So the ones that you were saying hi to are actually mother and daughter. Mum and calf.
And a calf. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you can have camel dairy, can you?
Yes.
And how is that different from cow dairy, cow milk?
Camel's milk, Jenny, is a superfood. So
really?
It's really rich in vitamin C, amazing for your skin. If you're lactose intolerant, you can drink it without having any problems.
Amazing.
It's rich in protein and full of really healthy fats.
Wow, that's incredible. I never even knew that you could drink camel's milk. This is so interesting. And there's something else that you do with all your camels as well, isn't there?
There is. So our primary business is we have a camel hire company. So we take our camels all over the UK to events. And at Christmas time, we do lots of church nativities and Christmas events across the country.
So everybody, it's back over to you now. I'm going to put a question on the screen right now, and I'd like you to tell me, what jobs do we need to do to check that these camels are happy and healthy and ready for a long journey? Off you go. Brilliant answers, everybody. I can see that somebody's put that we need to make sure they've had lots to eat and drink, which is really important, to check that their feet are really healthy. I didn't even think about that. That's a great one. And of course, packing snacks if you're going on a long journey, that is essential. So, Farmer Daisy, can you tell us, how do you take such good care of your camels and make sure that they're so happy and healthy? Is there anything that we missed off that list?
I think one of the really important things is that every day we check over our camels. So we're looking at them, and if they're not looking right or we need to get them in, we'll bring them into the yard and we'll make sure they have extra feed. Yes. That's really important.
And when you say feed, what do camels actually eat?
So they eat grass and they eat haylage like they're eating right now. And then we also feed them horse feed. Okay. So sugar beet, alfalfa, oats, really high energy, high sugar performance feed.
Yes, because they're so big, aren't they? And I guess for a long journey, they'd need all that energy as well, wouldn't they?
Absolutely.
Brilliant. And then what else do you need to do to care for them?
We bring them into the yard and we groom them. This is really important. So we wash them and we groom them. And this makes sure that any loose hair they have on them, we get off. And we also it means that we're interacting with them a lot. So if there is something wrong, we know straight away.
Yes, absolutely.
One of the main things we do to keep them happy and healthy is every single day they're out in this open field.
It is a lovely open field that
It
they've
is
got
a
here.
lovely open field. So during the summer, the gate's completely left open and they can come and go as they please. In the winter, because it's cold and it's wet, they might not go out as often, but when they do, we'll take them into a field over the road and they'll run down the drive, which makes sure that they get some energy out and they're moving. And then they come back into the barn a couple of hours later and we make sure they've got lots of hay and lots of straw. A really thick bed is really important for
So
them.
it's really nice and comfy.
Exactly.
Amazing. Okay, everybody, we have learnt some really good top tips there for how to look after camels. And I think a lot of that you could apply to looking after lots of living things, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
Food, water, shelter, space to move around. I think we should probably learn another song and a dance now to help us remember these top tips. Let's get ready to do the Animal Welfare Warrior Wiggle. So let's practice those actions. Living things need food to eat, water, shelter, rest and heat. Love and care and space to play. Happy, healthy every day. Okay, let's put it all together. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Living things need food to eat, water, shelter, rest and heat. Care and love and space to play. Happy, healthy every day. One more time. Living things need food to eat, water, shelter, rest and heat. Care and love and space to play. Happy, healthy every day. Yay! Well done, everybody. We have just earned our Animal Welfare Warrior Bauble. You have a go at practicing that dance one more time in your classroom. Off you go. Brilliant dancing, everybody. Well done. And now the excitement is not over yet because Farmer Daisy, do you want to tell everybody what other exciting animal that you have here?
We have got some reindeers on the farm today.
Oh my goodness. Okay, everybody, we are going to go and find the reindeer as a very special extra festive treat at the end of our quest. So have a look at this question, put all of your ideas into the word cloud and we'll be back with the reindeer. Welcome back, everybody. We have found the reindeer, and I'm so excited to introduce you to Farmer Steph. Thank you so much for having us here.
That's okay.
I'm so excited. I can't believe we found some real reindeer. Can you tell us a little bit about them, please?
Of course. So we have a herd of 21 reindeer, predominantly girls, mainly girls. And then in this field at the moment, you can see all our mums and the calves from this spring.
So the baby reindeer.
We have got baby reindeer in here. They're 6 months old. This is one of them.
She's 6 months old, so she's only a tiny baby. Look how
She's only
big she is. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is one of the mums.
Oh my word.
And she'll be about 2 or 3 years old.
Yes.
So they grow quite quickly. When they're born, they have to get up and running.
Yeah.
Because they're a prey animal, so they need to be able to be strong and healthy and get moving quickly.
Wow. And these antlers as well. I can't believe that even the babies have got antlers.
I know. Again, it's to protect themselves and protect from predators or to fight for food. And
Yeah.
the mums have their antlers in order to protect their offspring when they're little.
And so the antlers must grow really quickly as well.
Yep. So the antlers grow about 2 centimetres a day when they get going.
Oh my goodness.
And an interesting fact is that female reindeer are the only species of deer where the females also have antlers.
I know. I didn't even think that female reindeer had antlers.
No, but they're the only types. So if you see a reindeer or if you see a deer out and about with antlers, then it's definitely a boy.
Okay, but a
Not a
reindeer
girl.
is a special one, and the girls have them too.
Very much
and
so.
they are absolutely gorgeous. And so, how do you look after your reindeer?
So every morning we come out and we feed them some sugar beet.
Yeah.
Like porridge, bit like the kids will have porridge in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they have pellets. They have lichen. This is moss that we import from Finland.
Oh, they like
And this is a very nice treat for them.
Yeah.
And then they'll eat grass and hay, and they'll browse in the hedgerow as well.
Wow, sounds like a lovely life being a reindeer. I haven't got any for you.
They don't do a lot else, do you?
Yeah, wow, I can't believe it. They are absolutely gorgeous. And they must be really strong because they have to pull the sleigh, don't they? And they have to hold those big antlers up on their heads.
The boy reindeer are very strong and very big.
There's another fact about the antlers as well, isn't there? That they get new ones.
Yep, so every year reindeer antlers fall off and they grow a new pair. This reindeer in front of us here, their antlers will have been growing from spring through to August, at which point they harden off, and then the velvet that's on the outside of their antlers as they're growing falls away, and they get left with these pointy antlers.
Amazing. Wow, everybody, I have learned so much about reindeer, and I hope you have as well. We're going to head back to the studio now, so pop all of your questions into the word cloud and we're going to answer as many of them as we can. Off you go. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back with Farmer Coco and we've come in from the cold, so we're ready to answer all of your questions. But before we do that, Farmer Coco, shall we check that we've done all of our jobs on our quest? So let's just have a little recap, everybody. Did we collect some sprouts for a festive dinner and learn all about how plants need to be happy and healthy?
Yes, we did. We even met Farmer James.
We did, didn't we? And we harvested all the sprouts. Did we help a camel get ready for a long journey?
Yes, we did.
And we learnt about how they're kept happy and healthy as well, didn't we?
I really enjoyed seeing them and seeing their big
Yes, it
That's my
was
favourite bit.
amazing. And then, of course, we helped a shepherd to watch her flock by night, which is you.
Yes, and thank you so much, everyone, for helping me out.
It was brilliant, wasn't it, everybody?
Yeah.
And of course, Francesca, the farm elf, is going to be so happy that we got all these jobs done. So now it's time to answer all of your questions. Thank you so much for sending them in. Do keep sending them because they're going to come straight through to my phone. So the first question is from Bobby and Ozzy, who are at Wren Preschool, and they really like apples. So they'd like to know, do sheep and reindeer also like apples?
So sheep and reindeer are herbivores, which means they only eat plants. So yes, reindeers and sheep can eat and enjoy apples, but personally, I would not give my sheep too many apples because it can give them a bit of an upset tummy.
So it's a special treat, really.
It's a very special treat.
And what do your sheep actually eat then?
My sheep eat grass, they eat some broccoli, and they also really, really like a stubble turnip.
Oh, amazing. Okay, so we've got another question now, and that's from Iris, who would like she would like to be a sheep farmer like you.
Oh my goodness.
And so she wants to know, how did you become a sheep farmer?
So what I did when I was probably near about your age, I realised that I love being outside and being with animals. So as I grew older and I kept loving being outside, I realised that I wanted to go to farm school. And so I went to farm school, I learnt about all the different aspects of farming, and then I realised I really, really enjoy sheep farming, and that's how I became sheep farmer Coco.
Amazing. And so if anyone's watching and they like being outside and they like animals, they could possibly go to farm school one day too.
Exactly.
That's
Anyone
brilliant.
Could go.
So we've got a question from Nina and Quinn, and they would like to know, how come there are lots of different colours of sheep?
Hi Nina and Quinn. So there are loads of different colours of sheep because we have different breeds, and also with being different colours they also have different types of wool. So it's similar, like if you and your friends have dogs, you two might have different doggies because they're different breeds.
Oh, amazing. And we learned all about the wool earlier as well, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
And James and Elizabeth would like to know, why do lambs like jumping around so much?
When lambs jump around, it means they're super, super happy and they're just having a great time. And sheep also do it as well. Sometimes when I check my flock, you could just see them running around in circles having a good day.
Oh, amazing. Yeah. And so Seth wants to know this question, Seth in Brighton, but also the Happy Hedgehogs class would also like to know the answer to this question. What is your favourite sheep job?
My favourite sheep job has to be lambing. I love helping all the mummy sheep and all the baby lambs, making sure they're all happy and healthy.
Okay, amazing. Let me see, what other questions have we got here? We've gone through them so quickly.
Yeah.
So is it fun being a farmer?
Yes, I thoroughly enjoy being a farmer. I love being outside. I love taking care of all of the animals, and I also really enjoy knowing the input that I can put in to creating food for all of you guys watching us and all the other people in the country. It's a very, very fun and very, very nice feeling.
Amazing. And that question was from Sidbury Primary School. Thank you so much. There's another question about the sheep. Why do they have the red and the green pen on them? That's a really good one.
Yeah, so this time of year you'll see lots of different sheep with lots of multicolourful bottoms, and that's because it's tupping season. And so when they have a coloured bottom, that means that when we scan them, they might have some baby lambs inside of them, getting ready to be born in March.
Oh, wow. So you know which ones to scan to check. Oh, amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so Oscar in year 1 at Bowles Hutchinson's primary school would like to know, how many sprouts come on each stalk?
You can have between 20 to 100 sprouts on a single stalk, which is absolutely crazy, I think, because the stalks are only that big.
Yeah, well, the ones in the field were really, really tall as well.
Yeah,
they were really big ones. When are the lambs born? Somebody's asking.
So the lambs are born, the typical farmer usually has lambs born in about March or April, but the saying is, if you put a ram in on fireworks night, you will have your first lamb on March the 1st.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's early next year then.
Yeah, early next year.
And how do sheepdogs help farmers? I think that's a great question.
Oh my goodness. So personally, I've got 5 sheepdogs and they all have very different jobs. So my sheepdog called Joy and Tag, they're very, very good at running in the field and herding all the sheep together into one big group and then pushing them into the pen for when we need to sort them or we need to check if everyone's happy and healthy and all that fun stuff. And then we've also got our other sheepdog called Fly, and his particular job is if we're pushing them like up a road or up a little path to go to the next field or they're in the pen, he's really good at getting close and pushing them to keep running forwards.
Oh, so it helps you guide the sheep
Yeah,
because they're all spread out in that field,
Yeah.
aren't they? To kind of like gather them up so that you
Yeah.
can check on them.
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
the dogs mainly just help gather up the sheep and help us move them along.
Okay, we've got time for a couple more. So Eastoff Primary School would like to know, what time do you get up in the morning to start your farming jobs?
Usually we wake up between 6:30 and 7 a.m. for the sheep side of things, but when I used to milk cows, I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning.
Gosh,
very
wow.
early sometimes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, and one more. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Are the sheep cold if you shear them?
No, so they are cold and they're not. Because we do it in the summertime, it does make them less hot, but they don't particularly feel very cold or anything because it's so warm when we take the wool off.
Yeah, and we don't want them to get too hot.
Yeah, it's
No.
not nice.
Amazing. Okay, everybody, that's all the questions that we have got time for today. But very excitingly, we will be back next year in the new year with a brand new set of live lessons, and they are going to be all about your farming questions.
That's
So if you would
exciting.
like to send in your question, anything to do with food or farming, we might choose it and then we can go on an adventure to answer it for you. So we're going to be sending teachers details of how to send in those questions after this lesson, so do look out for that. So all that's left to say now is thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We've had a
Thank you.
wonderful time. Thank you
been
so
so
much,
fun.
Farmer Coco, and thank you to all of our amazing other speakers as well. And we'll see you very soon.
Bye.